What's a reality and what's a hype in 4G standard?
The reality is we have a first version of the 5G standards, and they are fairly stable now. So they come in two flavors, non-standalone and standalone. So non-standalone means you need to use an LTE, a 4G system, to actually make use of it. So it's like LTE with new shoes. Whereas the standalone is a standalone complete end-to-end 5G system. And we have a first standard for both of those. But it's not the end of the story, it's the beginning of the story. And this is the mistake people make, and this is the hype. So the full potential of 5G is to change everything around us, to change the way we do business, the way we live our lives, to improve things for everyone. But to do that, we need a fully functional 5G standard. And that is not there yet. We've made the start, but a lot of the things that we need for the full promise of 5G are only now starting to be discussed in standardization. And that will take several years. So we've completed release 15, the basis of 5G, of NR, but we now need release 16 to look beyond the massive broadband, the smartphone type of application, towards ultra reliable, low latency, and other application areas. And by doing that, we will then enable all the verticals, the so-called markets beyond telecoms, things like automotive, medical, smart cities. We'll be able to support those applications and really change things. So that's the difference between the promise, which is great, and the hype, and the reality now.
And is it possible to think 5G without standards in the world?
The issue is if you want a global standard, something that will work everywhere, ubiquitous coverage, automatically connecting things, you have to have some sort of standard, otherwise it won't interwork. So we all know the problems with Wi-Fi, where I go around the world and I can't connect to it, or I have to put in the password or connect something else, and when I move out of the lobby it suddenly disappears. The things we want from 5G, the promise of all these future technologies, is that I have a ubiquitous network which can provide coverage, not just coverage, but performance in very many different ways, with the security and the trust. And for that, yes, we need one standard. We need it standardized. Otherwise, when I take my mobile phone, which was maybe built in China, and I take it to the US, they're not going to talk to each other. It's not going to work. So yes, you need some level of standardized infrastructure to make it work.